Previously on Omega Plays Golden Sun. And now we continue. No, never. Now, one thing I'm going to do before we get in there is I'm going to set move to left bumper, and I'm going to set retreat to right bumper, because those are going to become very useful in the dungeon. And once more in a meta context, I'm just gonna say no. Now, for the most part, the game railroads you, and I'm okay with that because, you know, it's a story-driven game. They're like, it's not like Skyrim or Mass Effect. It's a Game Boy Advance game where there's only, you know, like one main plot thread, no divergence whatsoever, except for one place, and we're going to talk about that when we get to that place. But in the meantime, here's what combat actually looks like in this game. Or so I say, but there we go. So Garth has access to Synergy, and in this case, Flare. So what you're going to see is we have AoE functionality now. Okay, now this place I know has a couple of different places to go. And I'm gonna check to the left, but because it's been a long enough time, I think this is just gonna dead end, but I wanna, you know, make sure that I'm not missing anything this way. Never mind! It does technically dead end, for now. Now, the time that I played this on the Wii U was, I think, 2017, maybe 2018. And more recently, I did this on the Steam Deck, as I mentioned. And that was last year? No, would have been 22 at that point in time. Yeah. So it has been a bit since I've played this game in its entirety, and I have therefore actually forgotten a lot of the solutions to the puzzles, technically speaking. Like, it's fairly easy to rederive them, but I am going to be rederiving the solutions real time. I'm not looking things up, except unless I feel like I've missed something. But the puzzles themselves, I'm doing real time. The gameplay, real time. No guides, none of that. And as you can see now, Isaac also has synergy. See, I'm just gonna keep doing that. Now, for new players that have never touched this before, the marks on the ground tend to indicate where you can move stuff within, which is kind of nice. It's a little, hey, you know, the puzzle is within this area. You don't have to think about anything outside this area. Now, one thing that I'm of mixed opinion on is when something faints like that, or, you know, is taken out of combat, your character then defaults to defending as opposed to attacking the next thing. I kind of wish there was an option that you could change that, but, you know, this is otherwise fine because it leads to greater survivability in the default situation, theoretically. As a healer in critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV, I tend to subscribe to the mitigation, or damage is mitigation school of thought. So the enemy can't damage you more if they're already dead. And as you can see, in that case, Garth defending did absolutely nothing for me. But in other situations, very few, rare situations at that, it becomes incredibly helpful when they defend as opposed to continuing to attack. I knew I went the wrong way, I knew what I did, and I still did it anyway. Now, when I'm referring to characters, there's a fair chance that I refer to them interchangeably as both their canon names as well as the names that I've nicknamed them as. And just to talk about that a little bit, some of the ones that I am very consistent about, actually what we're going to do is this and then this, I think. Some of the ones that I'm consistent about are Robin and Garth. Robin is Isaac's Japanese name. Garth, I have no idea why I came up with that. I just kind of like it better than Garrett, in my personal opinion. Like, it feels more fantasy-y. Now, the thing is, I'm pretty sure there's another... Yep. Yep, that's the dead end that I thought I was looking for earlier. Now, the thing that I keep trying to do here is, like, effectively split the damage between people that hit harder and people that don't. Like, Jenna/Alice is the caster type of them. Garth is definitely more of a heavy hitter, Garth/Garrett, and Robin/Isaac, I think is pretty equally matched. Like, in Pokemon terms, you have, like, Isaac is a mixed attacker, Garth is physical attack, and Jenna/Alice is special attack. Ah, yes, but also in Pokemon terms, like, when you're in a multi-battle and you knock out a particular Pokemon, then your second Pokemon, if they were targeting that, will proceed to attack the enemy Pokemon, I believe. And so that's what I'm contrasting against. Not that we really needed to do that, because I'm reasonably sure there isn't any more combat in this particular section of the game. Now, I will also say that if you do it out of order, if you start moving the statues on the right-hand side first, you can get an additional cutscene. We are skipping this here because, A, I did it, on the first playthrough attempt, and B, time savings. Call it, quote-unquote, exercise best left to the viewer. Also in the comment section, please leave, if there's anything in particular you want me to natter, discuss, ramble on when we're not doing dialogue-based things, like puzzle solving. Alright, now that we're out of the cutscene more or less, let's talk about something that I wanted to talk about the first time around. This song is called, very rightly so, The Elemental Stars, and is easily one of my favorite pieces in the game, if not my absolute favorite, in the whole game. This was originally recorded on the Roland SC-88 Pro, or the game was sampled from the Roland SC-88 Pro. And what we have here is, obviously lower bit rate. Is it bit rate or is it sample rate? Either way, I think it's sample rate, because we're basically playing a Game Boy Advance game. You wouldn't have been able to have a high sample rate because of, A, playback, and B, storage. So, if I remember to, and I'm probably going to remember to, I'm going to have a link in the description to one of my favorite re-samplings of it on YouTube that is played back on the Roland SC-88 Pro, in much higher sample rate / quality, and it's just, I'm pretty sure I have fallen asleep to this song before. I just love it that much. Now, if memory serves, to get the 3rd star, we have to go this way. Now, there are 2 other tracks in the game that I really like, and I will bring them up as we get to them. I think we've already actually heard one of the other ones, and then the 3rd one is in the next game, but I'll bring them up when we get to the next instance of them. Now, the thing that really impresses me with all of these cutscenes is how emotive they managed to get all of the characters. And sure, part of it is that they use the speech bubble thing, but you also get, like, blinking and nodding and just all sorts of, like, oh, this is my worried expression and stuff. It's kind of impressive. And another thing you have to keep in mind is that on the Game Boy Advance, this would have been much smaller. This is probably going to look roughly correct if you're viewing this on a phone screen. And also, before we trigger this next part, I just like to point out how awkward it is that you get the 3rd star, and then you're like, oops, I have to walk entirely past all of you in order to get to the last one. Now, we could run all the way back through the dungeon, but this is what Retreat was made for. I don't think there's anything that happens if you stay in here too long, but I also don't want to wait around and find out. Now, I love this. I don't know too many games that do this, but rather than actually putting in dialogue and, recapping all of the story, they're doing this. They're doing like this sort of pantomime synopsis thing. And I love it. You can tell that even though there's no, text on screen, that's what's happening. And they managed to convey it using, the simple amount of sprites that they must have in the game. Now, the funny thing is, speedrunners take note, if you're doing an any percent, you can press no here. They will ask you if you are sure. Press no again. Or basically confirm that you don't want to do this. Then leave the room. That will trigger the bad ending, in which Weird falls to ruin. I, on the other hand, am not going to take the time to do that, so we're just going to go with yes. But I have actually seen that ending. Can confirm it exists. Again, exercise left to the viewer. And that is where we're going to call first session. I hope you enjoyed this video. Well, I hope you enjoyed both of the videos. If you liked it, of course, feel free to leave a like. If you have any comments, of course, feel free to leave those down in the comments section. I appreciate your feedback and will always endeavor to take that into consideration in order to make my videos better for you. And of course, please stay tuned for the next segment of Golden Sun and any other projects that I may be working on, like Another Code Recollection and, Minecraft and Space Engineers as always, but anything else. And with that, I will catch you on the flip side. Thanks for watching.